Every Survivor Series, if the main event was the WWE Champion versus the TNA Champion, obviously starting in 2002 with the inception of TNA, yes, it was technically the NWA Championship representing their world title, but we all understand it was the TNA Championship at the time. And then it would go on to become the Impact Championship, which will also we're assuming this is all the TNA Championship, just for all the silly geese that I'm sure will be in the comments. And also to be clear, this is going in to Survivor Series. We're going to look at the WWE Champion and who the TNA Champion was at the time, and then they're going to mash together and scissor or whatever. I don't know. 2002, Brock Lesnar versus Ron the Truth Killings. We're all thinking it. We're all thinking it. There's a pattern that Brock has with taking titles off of a certain demographic. So, not looking good for Truth here. 2003, Brock Lesnar versus Jeff Jarrett. 2004, JBL versus Jeff Jarrett. 2005, John Cena versus Monty Brown. No, it was Jeff Jarrett. It's John Cena versus Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, none of those matches particularly Brock Jarrett, JBL Jarrett, Cena Jarrett. I mean, it just doesn't matter. It's a Jeff Jarrett match. There's going to be run-ins and guitars and but let's get into some serious wrestling now. 2006, John Cena versus Abyss. This would low-key slap, I think. I'm thinking Cena versus Umaga. This is like that time period. I think they could have a similar, just comically brutal match. I think it'd be good. Especially in 06. Abyss was a beast, that's for sure. 2007, Randy Orton versus Kurt Angle. I think we had just seen this at One Night Stand a few months ago. So, yeah, riveting stuff. Riveting stuff. By the way, if you'd like to hear about this era of TNA in chronological order, recapping all of the pay-per-views, I suggest you go check out the Apron Bump podcast, where we cover various timelines of wrestling, one of which is TNA, which is we cover a lot of the shit we're talking about here. So go check that out. All right, let's get back into it. 2008, Triple H versus Sting. Yeah, let's give these guys another try. Maybe this one will be good. If nothing else, NWO and DX are younger at this point, so for their inevitable run-in, maybe this will be better? Probably not. Probably not. 2009, John Cena versus AJ Styles. These guys would never have a good match. 2010, Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy. Again, not too far off from their actual world title match, although Jeff is approaching a weird point here. So is Randy. This one might be a little unhinged, and I think I want it. I think I want it right now inside me. 2011, Alberto Del Rio versus Bobby Roode. I feel like this probably was just a match that happened at some point, right? Like 2015 or some shit. That weird era where TNA was like Pop TV or some shit. I feel like this happened at some point, and it probably was pretty okay. 2012, CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy. I like this. I like this a lot. They could call back to the history of Punk basically sending Jeff out of the WWE, and yeah, 2012, I think this would be pretty good. I like it. 2013, Randy Orton versus Vacant. Vacant, man, just a stalwart of the professional wrestling scene. I mean, just across all sorts of companies, across generations, Vacant is just dominant. 2014, Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Roode. Got a little taste in the Royal Rumble in 2020, and I think I'm all set. 2015, Vacant versus Vacant. I got nothing for this one. 2016, AJ Styles versus Eddie Edwards. I think I'd rather have AJ versus Vacant, personally. 2017, AJ Styles versus Eli Drake. I mean, we just saw this a few weeks ago as of recording this a few times. So it was pretty good, actually. I liked it. In 2017, probably would have been even better. So give it to me, baby. 2018, Daniel Bryan versus Johnny Impact. Probably all right. Probably all right. This has probably happened on Collision. 2019, Brock Lesnar versus Sami Callihan. I'm just thinking of that Brock Lesnar Dean Ambrose match at WrestleMania. That was like a street fight or something along those lines, and it was just very vanilla. And I can only imagine this would be pretty similar and just maybe a little worse. So yeah, I don't need it. I don't need this in my life. 2020, Drew McIntyre versus Rich Swann. All right, now we're entering the era where they just give anybody that Impact title. 2021, Big E versus Moose. That was them slapping each other, not 2022. Roman Reigns versus Josh Alexander. 2023, Roman Reigns versus Alex Shelley. You know, these Roman Reigns matches. I mean, is there any bloodline in TNA? Junior fought too. He's probably still around, right? In 2024, Gunther versus Matt Hardy. Man. TNA is really not good anymore, is it? Man, I thought they might have had something on the rebrands, but they bring back Matt Hardy and Moose, Eddie Edwards, that whole stupid system faction. Maybe next time. Maybe next year they'll have something. Probably not.